A very good evening and a warm welcome. Thank you yet again for joining us on Uctv News. My name is Nora Sende. To bring you the bulletin today, it is the 7th of October 2024. Thank you for staying with us. First, let's take a look at the headlines this evening. On Uctv News tonight, government moves to dissolve the National NGO Bureau, reintegrates it with the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
As a semi-autonomous entity. So as I talk, the NGO Bureau as a semi-autonomous entity has been dissolved.
NIRA embarks on a mobile mass national ID registration drive.
For all unregistered citizens across the country, and this exercise is dubbed as the phase 1 of the mass enrollment or phase 1 of the mass registrations.
Thank you yet again for staying with us on Uctv News this evening. To start off our newscast this evening, well, in line with the government's decision to rationalize certain agencies, the Minister for Internal Affairs, Kahinda Otafire, has signed a statutory instrument dissolving the National Bureau of Non-Government Organization as semi-autonomous entity. Now, according to Simon Peter Mondei, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the National NGO Bureau will now function as a department under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, with efforts underway to relocate it back to the ministry premises.
Following the government's resolution to streamline its agencies as a way of improving efficiency and cutting costs, the Internal Affairs Minister Kahinda Otafire signed the Statutory Instrument 2024, number 73, reducing the Semi-Autonomous Bureau for National NGOs into a ministry department.
The Minister of Internal Affairs, Major General retired Kahinda Otafire, on the 27th of September 2024, signed the Statutory Instrument 2024, number 73, officially dissolving the NGO Bureau as a semi-autonomous entity.
While speaking to journalists, Simon Peter Mondei said that going forward, the Bureau's primary responsibilities of monitoring, registering, overseeing and regulating NGOs in the country will be implemented by the new established department under the close supervision of a commissioner.
This move re-established the Bureau as a department within the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and thus the responsibility of monitoring, overseeing and regulating non-governmental organizations and civil society organizations moved from the National Bureau for Non-Government Organizations back to the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
According to the provisional information on our news desk, the changes have left about 30 of the Bureau's employees jobless, as only 12 of the 42 have successfully been assimilated into the new established department.
As of now, 12 of them have been appointed, and as of last week, there was another opening, there was another advert to try to absorb all the possible workers who have been there, those who meet some basic qualification, to try to absorb them so that we can minimize the number of those who lose jobs. And about those who lose jobs, I think it is not my responsibility to tell you what will happen to them.
Meanwhile, Mondei advised Ugandans intending to travel to India to ensure that they test and vaccinate for yellow fever to avoid being quarantined for 6 days upon landing in India.
So travelers must be vaccinated at least 10 days before their departure to India. To avoid the inconvenience of quarantine, we strongly advise all Ugandan travelers to India to strictly adhere to these measures. So for those who are planning and preparing to travel to India, please take note that you can only be able to travel to that part of the world if you have been vaccinated against yellow fever, and you must have a certificate issued to you 10 days prior. So we do not want our people to get disruptions.
The Republic of India recently announced fresh strict entry requirements for travelers from any of the 42 yellow fever endemic countries, including Uganda. The new requirements demand intending travelers to have a mandatory valid yellow fever vaccination certificate issued by an authorized yellow fever vaccination center. It also stretches that failure to provide this certificate will result in a quarantine period of up to 6 days at designated facilities in India, moreover at the cost of the victim. Joseph Kabali, UCTV News.
The National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, has launched a 53-day mass registration exercise dubbed Phase 1 of Mass Enrollment. Now, speaking to journalists at Naguru Police Headquarters, the NIRA spokesperson, Osborne Mushabe, emphasized that the initiative aims to register all unregistered Ugandans with a special focus on school-going children through mobile outreach programs across the country.
The National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, has launched a mobile mass registration drive to bring its services closer to citizens, as a way of making it easier for all eligible Ugandans to obtain national identification numbers. According to Osborne Mushabe, the initiative targets individuals who have never been registered, particularly school-going children, allowing them to enroll at their convenience.
This registration exercise is being conducted in form of mobile outreaches in all the sub-counties, parishes, schools, hospitals, sports grounds, and places of worship and other public places. Cognizant of the fact that our students are currently at school, we have decided to reach out to them in their respective schools. We are also extending this exercise to our communities to make sure that no one is left behind.
It's upon this ground that he reiterated the appeal to the public to ensure that everyone at least has a NIN as an additional effort in fighting various crimes in the local communities.
Having a national ID, of course, opens up many opportunities for you. It's a springboard for more opportunities. You'll be able to process a passport. You'll be able to get onto the voters register. You can access other services like banking, education, and being in the identification register, of course. And through national IDs or having NINs, we shall be able to tackle vices like child trafficking.
In the same spirit, the Internal Affairs Ministry spokesperson, Simon Peter Mundei, clarified on the new NIRA responsibility of licensing and registering marriages.
Places of worship we have, because you know, a place of worship can be registered. It's not about a building, it is a place, any place that the NIRA will find deemed fit for the purposes of registering a marriage. So any place that will be registered by NIRA will be allowed to act as a place of marriage registration.
This follows the Parliament's approval of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau Amendment Bill 2024, which seeks to transfer the civil registration services from URSB to NIRA. Joseph Kabali, UCTV News.
Now, Frank Gashumba, the PLU Vice Chairperson for the Central Region and the social critic, had issued an apology to the Katikkiro of Uganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, for the past statements accusing him of fraud at Mengo. In a closed-door meeting held at Bulange Mengo today, Gashumba expressed regret for his reckless remarks and emphasized the need to mend their relationship. Now, he revealed that the Bishop of Masaka, the Right Reverend Severus Jumba, had urged him to offer this apology.
Nze Frank Gashumba, nsibuka Vira Maria, bagiyita Kalungu neffe tugiyita Masaka. Era olunaku bwe tuli kyalo tujja kuddayo Masaka. Sebo bajjajjaffe baava mu nsi eyitibwa Rwanda 1922 ne basenga mu Buganda wano. Tewali kitundu mu Uganda kyabudaabuda Abanyarwanda nga Buganda, tekiriiyo. Era mu historia ya Uganda, Buganda kye kifo kyokka Abanyarwanda mwe batayina refugee camps. Ebitundu byonna ebirala Tooro, Ankole waliyo refugee camps z'abaki z'Abanyarwanda. Era bajjajjaffe batugamba nti bajjajjaffe bangi baafiira mu Lake Mbulaawo olwokubanga kabaka yaliwo then Wankole yali abagamba badde e Rwanda. Kabaka wa Buganda yaliwo n'abagamba amubaleke bakontinuinge bajje mu buki mu Buganda. So Rwanda ne Buganda eringa ng'eya Amerika ne Bungereza. Era jjajjaffe Serafina yafa cancer 1984 twali tukyali baana bato yatugamba timulwanyisanga omuntu yenna naye temulwanyisanga obwakabaka bwa Buganda. So attachment ya obwakabaka nkulu nnyo gye tuli. Mu nsonga eyo yennyini zize kuzzaawo nkolagana ne Katikkiro wa Buganda. Era ebyo mbimusabye mu woofiisi ye kuba namumanya bbanga ddene essanyufu bwe tulaba kabaka nga tufuna emirembe. Kyekindeese wano.
Bwe muwulidde mutwa wange ayogera okwetonda nkukkiriza. Era n'enkolagana eddewo. Naye n'abalala tobavuma. Yogera bwogezi wa bwino. Bwino yeetaagisa. Bw'ojjayo bwino akweyimirira. Oli yambuuza olumu. Ekyamazima yali ambuuza ku ggwe n'ettamala emirundi. Nti naye lwaki tobaanukula? Ne mbagamba nti kubanga byenkola tebiriimu mavuunya bijja kunneeyimirira. Katonda mwebaza nti kituukiridde olwaleero ggwe nojja ne weeyogerera ensonga eno. Era ndowooza nti okukkaatiriza kabaka kye yatugamba okwetonda kya buntu bulamu. N'olwekyo twagala tubeere bantu balamu tuzimbe eggwanga eryeyagaza. Uganda si nnene nnyo naye nnene ekimala ffenna okubeeramu. Awo nno kano kabonero kalungi. Era nammwe abazze okubaawo nga ndowooza bano bazze kubaawo nga bajulizi. Baga naye ddala Gashumba agenda ddala gamba nti azze kuzzaawo nkolagana. Ndowooza mwebali nammwe kujja obujulizi mubufunye. Katuzimbe Buganda tugize ku ntikko ne Uganda etebenkere. Ssaabasajja Kabaka wangaala.
Now, the Forum for Democratic Change has expressed concerns about the accuracy of the Uganda National Housing and Population Census of 2024, citing issues with transparency and accountability in the data collection and reporting processes. Now, FDC believes that the report contains unrealistic and manipulated figures. Last week, the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, UBOS, released the census revealing Uganda's population at 45.9 million. However, after public outcry over contradictory figures, such as the population of Acholi sub-region dropping, UBOS has removed the report from its website.
As you recall, on Wednesday, 2nd October 2024, the Uganda Bureau of Statistics launched the National Housing and Census, Population Census 2024 report that revealed that Uganda's population stands at 45.9 million people. We in the FDC are concerned about the accuracy of the Ugandan Housing and Population Census 2024. We think that the statistics is unrealistic and manipulated. This is very serious. This is a very serious matter, as the census data we believe is very crucial for informing public policy decisions, development, planning, and resource allocation in Uganda. This is coming at a time when UBOS had just pulled down the 2024 census report from its website following the public outcry over contradictory census figures that it published on Thursday, following which showcase the population of Acholi sub-region in particular dropping, and also the population of Mugisu sub-region. Indeed, we feel the numbers failed to make sense, that the numbers that the UBOS published. We believe the statistics are very important in a way that the Electoral Commission of Uganda relies on the population quota data from the national census to inform key decisions regarding redistribution of polling station and their adjustment of boundaries to reflect the population changes. Equally, the National Planning and Housing, the National Planning Authority, NPA, relies heavily on the Ugandan Uganda Housing and Population Census 2024 to inform the planning decisions for the country. The census provides critical data on population size, distribution, and characteristics which are essential for effective planning. The exercise, we believe it was marked by a lot of shortcomings, which we emphasized in our previous press briefs, as you recall, members of the press. So many people were not counted as a result of lack of capacity building on the part of the enumerators, and which significantly impacted on the accuracy and reliability of the census data. Enumerators didn't understand the census data, methodology, questionnaires, and data collection procedures. The enumerators didn't know how to operate the terms, the computers that were supplied to them, where they were supposed to record the information answered, yet there was no manual system for information sharing. Because of lack of capacity, millions of Ugandans, including yours truly, myself, and together with my household, were not counted. We have seen public outcry. Recently, we saw the Honorable Christopher Chibazanga, the former Minister of State for Agriculture, reoccurring the same, that in the Rwenzori sub-region where he comes from, a bigger segment of the population were not counted. People in the mountain were not counted. And we are wondering where the Yugos collected this data from to arrive at this figure of 45.9 million Ugandans.
UCTV, good news for all.
Welcome to Seeds of Success. My name is Rwanga Godfrey. Seeds of Success, we talk about business environment.
If you want to be a millionaire, work for money. But billionaires work for wealth.
Social affairs.
Whom to blame via characters and talents? Is it tertiary institutions or humanity within the human beings?
And other topical issues. Don't miss on UCTV, good news for all.
It has been nice having you. I am Nora Osende. I'll definitely see you tomorrow, same time. For now, do have a lovely evening.